like down in there, those are gastric pits. They're lined with simple columnar epithelium, which you can't really see at that power, but if I move that thing, it kind of messes up. But this is all what's called a mucosa out here. I don't really go over mucosa, submucosa, and all that stuff, except with the colon. This stuff in here, just the little middle part. Now you need to be looking at a rust book. You need to see a rust. If you have a rust book, if you don't, you need to have one, because right in here, this filler right in here is called the lamina propria. The whole outside layer, this whole outside layer out here is called the mucosa. Then which we can't see on this slide well. I don't ask you on this. Submucosa, serosa, and all that. That's down below. But this area out here, I have asked if you see a pit. Now, what we really need to do is get some of your scopes out. In just a minute, get some of your scopes out. I'll go over a few like this, and I can come around to you.
What are the pits called?
Oh, they're gastric pits. Gastric pits. And the gastric pits, and I need to show that to you on one of your scopes where it really shows up a little bit better. But the gastric pits would be these depressions here. And all that stuff we talked about in when we talked about it with the digestive system, you know, we talked about it in there. Now, pyloric glands, let me show you. These things like this are called pyloric glands. These things like this. See these little circles down like that? They refer to those as pyloric glands. Okay? And as far as the only thing you need, the main thing here is gastric pit, mucosa region, lamina propria. That's the main thing. I actually need to show you that on a higher power if I can get this thing to cooperate. As far as you say, well, what about? You say, well, what about muscularis mucosa, submucosa, and muscularis? That shows up better on the colon slide. The colon slide shows those layers perfectly. And I just kind of put this up there, the stomach, the gastric pit, the pyloric glands. And if you look, and on that, what did I do in my rust book? Is it
I have it over here.
You had? Did you look up the stomach?
It's right there on that.
You got the stomach? All right, now, if you, pyloric region, yeah, good. If you look up the pyloric area of the stomach, everybody, Tess, don't you let me knock that box of slides
That
off.
box over here.
All right, now look. If you look at the pyloric area of the stomach, everybody, I'm holding the pyloric area of the stomach up right here, right where my thumb is. All right, now see, guys, you'll see the term gastric pits. These things right here, those are gastric pits. Now you need rust on page 60, page 61, and I'm looking at 61C. And you can't see this is most likely right here, the muscularis mucosa. You follow me? Mucosa all the way out here, mucosa. All right, lamina propria. Now, if you look at Russ, he'll use the term, if you can see in the light here, you can see right there, it says lamina propria. That's the area, now follow me, that's the area between these pits and so forth, lamina propria. Then the gastric pits, which, again, if you look at your rust book, 61C, you can see the gastric pits, you can see the lamina propria, and he'll use the term down below, he'll say, remember I said, y'all remember me saying this now? I said these things like this, those are called pyloric glands. And if you look, again, at rust, right here, you can see pyloric glands down there. Any question? Y'all have a question over this now?